Boston, and I work with SPU administration, and I'm here today. I'm excited to talk about SPU's new dress code. I will begin by who, and all students and faculty. You might be wondering why part-time students, and actually we began the thought process with uniforms with the part-time students in mind. So, and I'll get to the why further on, but faculty as well. When did we start thinking about this? We started discussing this last November with the downturn in the economy, and I'll get more about that later. It's going to be instituted this autumn. There was some discussions about should we phase it in during the summertime. There's usually a little bit less students. Mostly it's part-time students that would be here, not necessarily full-time students. It would be kind of a phased-in approach, but what won the day was a fresh new start beginning in the autumn quarter. Whenever you are in class, also whenever you are in using the computer facilities, if you're just here to drop off, say, an assignment real quick, or not going to be on campus for that long period of time, you don't need to. But anytime you're in class, all students and faculty will be wearing one of the uniforms that we have.
How much do they cost?
That's a great question. And it's not going to cost a dime, and I'll get to that in a little bit. Here's the why. There was two reasons why. The first one, when they first came to me and were running these ideas by, the security reasons. Obviously, if everyone's in a uniform, you know that they're supposed to be there. That's nice. It didn't really solve, in my mind, why we should be wearing uniforms. The better learning environment for all. And initially, that one didn't win me over either. It took me a couple of weeks to think about this. And the better learning environment for all kind of has to do with putting yourself in someone else's shoes, especially during the economic downturn. A lot of people are going to be coming back to school, retraining. A lot of people are going to be kind of economically, perhaps, not able to wear perhaps what other people are wearing. And they may be a little bit intimidated if they have worse attire than other people. So putting yourself in someone else's shoes. Here's a little sample of some of the clothing that we're going to be having. There's the overcoat, pants, and shirt. As you can see, very nice. We're working on a catalog. This is initially. Now remember, we're starting out in the fall. So this is Washington. The odds of us having a heat wave in the fall here is, yeah, I know there's global warming, but the odds of us needing lighter clothes, we'll be working on that come summer. That was another reason why we didn't choose to institute it in summer. Yes?
Is the school going to be paying for my clothing?
Yes, and I'll get to that also in just a second.
Good, because I'm broke, so.
And that was one of the, and related to the economic downturn is why we came up with this alternative payment way to pay for the clothes. And there's some of the women's clothing, a couple more options, different colors. And we're going to be working on a catalog. This is initial right now to get it started for the autumn. By the time spring comes around, we'll be opening up more. And by the time summer rolls around, we'll be addressing some of the concerns about the weight of the clothing as well. Yes?
A lot of that looks like it has to be dry clean.
Oh no, it just looks like that. It can be. It will need to be ironed, kind of. The jacket.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you'll have to go.
Girls have more options than
Are you
boys.
going to buy me one?
No.
What
So
about
you'll
for
have to
people
find out a
who
way.
have babies?
Exactly, and there will be maternity clothing, also just not mentioned here for lack of space. Yes.
Do you feel like this is restrictive? I mean, suddenly I feel like I'm living in Iran or Saudi Arabia where like I have to wear a cloak on top of my clothes. And I have to do that, and I can tell you it's terrible.
Yeah, well, one of the things is, yeah, there is a lot of individuality with clothing, but I honestly believe that where the individuality comes from is not necessarily from what we wear, but what we speak and our actions, and especially getting back to putting yourself in someone else's shoes. There's going to be a lot of people coming to school who may feel intimidated by a lack of job, and they may not have the clothing that other people have, and they may not want to come back to school because of that fear. Yes?
If you are kind of an exclusive private school,
And that's why this is done with part-timers in mind. Most of the full-time students, you are correct. They
Well,
get
what I'm
more
going
than-
at is also with the economic downturn, what it costs to go here, and lower enrollment numbers, wouldn't this like detract some people from wanting to come here?
Perhaps, perhaps. But our numbers that we've looked at, it will not affect it as greatly. And for the other reasons involved, we figured, we felt that the trade-off was acceptable. Sponsorships. You asked about who will pay for the clothing. I give you AIG, Bank of America, anybody. We're working on sponsors right now.
So I didn't wear AIG on my badge.
Well, that is an option because we have the NASCAR model, the soccer model, where you have multiple advertisers per person. You also, we're working on exclusive membership, perhaps with Xbox 360 and Starbucks and Amazon.com. There are many, many opportunities out here. And another good thing, with the sponsorships come new dressing rooms that they'll be able to afford for us. So you won't have to worry about dressing your car if you're worried, you're coming here from work or you're coming here from home. You don't have to get dressed right away. You can come here, you can go to the new locker room facilities that we're going to be having and dress there. So, in conclusion, all students and faculty must wear school purchased clothing while in class, beginning in the autumn quarter. Thank you. Have a great summer, and we'll see you in the fall.
And one quick
Questions?
What
Yes.
about study groups? Some like weekends or?
Oh, no, you don't have to worry. If you're having a
How
study
are you
group
gonna
here,
tell?
if it's off hours, then you don't have to.
How are you going to tell people who are meeting outside of school class?
No, you don't have to wear a uniform if you're reading outside of class. It's only in class or perhaps in the computer.
Will we be required to walk across, like, along Dickerson so people can see all of our corporate sponsorship?
That's up to you.
And why do faculty have to do this too? That doesn't make any sense.
We were thinking about that, and what we believe is that you professors are the role models. And if you guys are on board, then everybody Now, administration doesn't have to wear them. We're not in with students
Can we wear
in our offices most of the time. Kilts, we can look into that for the catalog. I like that idea. We'll look into it further.
Okay, good.
Good job.
Thanks, Brett. Thank you very much for staying extra and